Hare Krishna, we are extremely fortunate here to be in IIT Mandi, sitting in this beautiful lawn, talking to a very esteemed scientist, Sri Anirban Bandyopadhyay, who is from the National Institute of Material Sciences in Japan. You're an esteemed scientist there working, and actually has an expert in the field of AI and material sciences, especially related to Indian knowledge systems. So thank you so much, sir, for joining us here today, and we truly welcome you. It's really our pleasure and privilege to be here. Would you like to share briefly with our audience what sparked your interest in this beautiful combination of AI with Indian knowledge systems, etc.?
Yeah, you will find that last 100 years, people have been trying to find out the actual language of nature.
Language of nature, that's
yes.
beautiful.
So how a molecule speaks to another molecule,
Right.
how are the plants talking to each other? I mean,
People don't even, in the modern education that we did, even there's that itself is like something that we have not even heard of.
Yes, but if you see the history of science, you will find that we decided that the language would be 0101, 01, 10, 10, this kind of binary language.
Yes.
And the assumption was that entire universe could be explained, all the mysteries of the universe could be explained if my language is a thin tape with 010101 and binary kind of situation. However, that I started to find very difficult to believe when I was doing experiment with protein vibrations and
Wow, this is during your studies?
during my research as a scientist.
Nice.
And then when I found the actual language, that the frequencies of vibrations have a mathematical pattern, the way they change their phase, that's beautifully interconnected and it's interlocked. Wow. And it gives a beautiful architecture.
Wow, the language of nature.
So that's where I discovered that two particular thing is fundamentally very different in the Hinduism, in the discourse of Hinduism, that separates us Hindus from the Western civilization.
Wow.
First is the concept of time.
Wow.
The concept of time for Hindus, it is Kala Chakra. So in Vedas, Rita word comes 390 times. So basically, if you start from a point, you can come back to the same point. So universe has a fundamental property to try to come back to the same point. So that is the fundamental property of Rita. And the time is also like that. If time try to come back to the same point,
we were never taught that in our regular education.
Absolutely not. So we need a platform. We need universities. We need schools, or maybe we need some basic schools or training programs, workshops, where the kids would come to learn that there could be that after the past. When you go to the future, you can reach the past. So Kala Chakra is a concept. Kala Chakra is a concept where not only you take different events that are happening in nature, you take that and put it on a sphere.
By the way, it's almost like science fiction already, right?
Yes.
You can walk into the future to meet the past again, and it's fascinating.
Yeah. So in quantum mechanics, it's called unitary. So there are some concepts into that, but Kala Chakra as is doesn't exist. So this is one part of it. Another part of it is how you arrange these clocks. So you get an architecture of time. So this is what is missing in the Western system to understand the model or nature.
Right.
So, but if we do not prepare a child to think like this, when they grow up, after that it is not possible.
Yes.
Because as a scientist, I had a very hard time to believe my own research,
the
experimental finding that I was getting, because I am trained to think linearly. Then arranging different clusters of time. I mean, you could go to Mahabharata. Revati is taken to another universe, and then where one day is just like 10 to the power 22 years or 13 years. 10 to the power 13 years for the planet Earth. So when they come back, this whole universe has disappeared.
She's too tall. She's too big at that time.
Yes. So understanding different universes, different lokas. For example, Hindus has a symbol lotus. You know why it is lotus? Because every single petal is a universe. And consciousness is a journey through different universes via Sankalpa.
Right.
So all these concepts are so fundamentally scientific that you can create a mathematical model and a mathematical structure to build it, and you can redefine the whole discourse of the thought process of the kids.
Yeah.
So that's why I personally think that your plan to build a Bhaktivedanta university is very important, especially if it is designed for the kids, to teach them other way of thoughts.
Yes.
So instead of
Whole
linear
different paradigm.
Yeah. So like Sankhya philosophy, numbers are everything. Somebody is asking question that, I mean, in Christianity, for an example, you say that particular day, 4000 BC on Tuesday morning 9 a.m. God creates the universe, or many other monotheistic religions have something like that. But many cultures have a very different way of creation of the universe. A kid needs to be taught like that.
Right.
So, and I started seeing them. I started seeing Kala Chakra coming together and its rules, creating Srijantra. I built even molecular machines inspired by those.
Wow.
And we tested on animals.
That starts the practical application of this.
Yes.
You're saying you're understanding the cyclical nature of time, creating these Sri
and you can make many different kind of more automatons. So when we are thinking of Bhaktivedanta University and to promote this kind of university and its culture, we are not asking somebody to donate money and we will put it into drain. What we are suggesting is that we create the future generation minds to think in a very different way that can bring about another industrial civilization, which can.
You see, that's such a beautiful thing. You're saying industrial civilization. That is a practical application of all of this. It's not just a philosophy.
Absolutely. So we can make different kind of automaton, different kind of machines, robotics.
Wow.
You can design with the concept of Kala Chakra, with the concept of Sankhya philosophy, where you combine different numbers of these Srijantras to put them together and run much more complex higher machines, higher level machines. So you can build a new generation of AI tools and other things. So not just education in terms of scriptures, practical handwork, and how the systems would be different, and then building some models, some little instruments or something. So if Bhaktivedanta University starts building that kind of little handworks where low cost instruments will be built, I think it will be Hinduism reborn 2.0. 2.0 we cannot say because Hinduism never got destroyed, and will continue to thrive for thousands of years to come. But one thing we could say that we can secure our future by creating minds that can think in an alternative way, where time is not cyclic, there are lokas or universes. Universe is created not by God, but a certain set of mathematics and set of rules over there. The duality of Prakriti and Purusha, all these kind of things. And then the kids will also learn to appreciate opposite views, contradictory views, complementary views, several views that are coming together and putting the thoughts. We can create a multicultural, multi-views society. That is what Hinduism is all about. But in the monotheistic systems, you don't find it because somebody is tolerant, and I am tolerant. That means I am tolerating you. But it is not. I'm accepting.
There's the idea of being just tolerant. You tolerate.
I'm not respecting the existence of yours. So when I do not respect the existence of all others, it's very difficult.
Really beautiful. I mean, especially this point of talking about that, as you said, Hinduism 2.0. The idea is 17 years of my education in one of the top universities. I went to IIT Bombay, and I had zero, as they say in America, zilch, nothing that I could, I got anything out of the Indian knowledge systems. And even from a theoretical perspective, whatever I was at home, now, we look at these different aspects, and you're talking about creating low cost machines and all of these other aspects. That means the knowledge is ancient, but it can be utilized to produce something practical for the new, for the contemporary society like that. And coming from, an esteemed scientist like your good self, I think that is the idea. If such breed of people grow, like that, then how much more can be done in that area? What do you think more can be done? What kind of obstacles challenges you think are there, or what can we do more to make it happen?
Anything that you want to do or let it happen could be done only when you connect it to the finance.
Finance, yes. There you go.
So are you making money out of it?
Right.
So if you make product, you make money. So what are the products are we making? Are we designing future generation AI tools, future generation AI simulators, understanding new kind of AI tools that is far better than LLMs, current large language models or ChatGPT or Perplexity that we have.
Right.
Are we able to deliver that?
Yes.
So that is a challenge that we have to take, and we have to build those in the institutes.
What do you think? Where do we think we stand in terms of that right now? And
I am doing my part. I am building several simulators for the kids, for the future generations, and many more people, once they see it, they can build on their own. So this will not be an impossible thing. In the coming days, there will be many such cases where people will come up with unique ideas. People need inspiration. After that, revolution happens only few people when they brought in new ideas.
Right.
So first we have to have the belief.
Right.
The faith that we can do it.
Right.
After that, if we walk even one step a day towards our dream, success is here.
Right. Any specific examples you want to share of successes that people can see, whether it's this field or in Indian knowledge systems, like basically something where people have created things which have made, as you said, a financial impact, etc., like that? Would you like to share?
So far, it has not been done.
Okay.
We have created some drugs, we have created some AI models or something. There are people who have been trying to build newer things. But as I said, great products are not born by great efforts. It is born by great discussions, discourses.
Right.
And then you find out a simple little change that you can make in a big discourse.
Right.
So that is very much necessary. So we do not have the example, but we have to set the example, and only a few examples are enough.
But the things are getting started now, as you're saying.
Absolutely.
And the more we can, bring it to the mainstream research, as you're saying, then that will happen. And that is the idea, what is happening in this conference here at IIT Mandi, with the Mind Brain Consciousness Conference, and similarly with the Bhaktivedanta University. I was just discussing that only. Our idea at the Bhaktivedanta University will be that there is deep research happening, essentially. Even not just regular teaching, but deeper research in all of these different aspects, so that it can practically translate to these applications that we're talking about.
The basic concepts, the games based on basic concepts should be there. I think that would have a very big impact in the coming days.
Yeah. Absolutely.
Little games, kids should play on the new principles. The time is cyclic.
Yes.
There are different locus universes.
Yes.
There are integers in every single event that is happening.
Yes.
Why not ask them to find this event has happened. Can you find some prime numbers into it?
Right.
So this kind of little games should be there.
Right.
So that in terms of little games, they will learn the most fundamental, crucial principles of origin of the universe as per Hinduism and other concepts like
we were just discussing today morning in that session about water, which was there. That water listens. Water can react to different words and emotions and all of that. So water itself is quite like cognitive matter.
Yes.
And that beautiful introduction that you gave about it. And so, and this is something which was there in our system already, where always, when the sages would, they would touch the water with and even today, when you do the Achman, you are touching the water, you're saying the sacred mantras along with that, and that's what sanctifies that water. And based on that, and when we, all of this touching of the water, saying and expressing sound to them would transform it into most exemplary ways, essentially.
Absolutely.
So now they are actually seeing that practically, that the molecular spectroscopy, as they were saying, the molecular structure within that actually is changing and all that. And based on that, they are able to determine the early detection of diseases, because water is there all over the body. As you were saying, 99% of the body is water.
Body's molecules are water.
Yeah.
And then it does not require your metabolism.
Yeah.
It has its own proton and negatively charged surfaces because of the molecule surface.
Yes.
And one molecule is more than this whole field. The kind of surface area, ordered surface area that you have, one protein molecule.
Wow.
So imagine the amount of area that you have, surface area. Can you ever compute it with any computer?
Oh my
Never.
God. Amazing.
But why not teach these things which are very well known, very well established scientifically?
Right.
I would say that, the established science which is perfectly organized, very well considered in the mainstream, even we don't teach those things to the kid.
Yes.
We teach the kids some very old beliefs, discarded beliefs, even not the modern science.
My God. Amazing.
That's I should say, Bhaktivedanta University, if it picks up this kind of science after peer review,
Yes.
well accepted by the
Yes.
scientific community,
Yes.
this one protein equal to one field, then 10 to the power 14 number of protein molecule that has constructed all your body, 10 to the power 14 numbers of football fields.
Wow.
How big is the surface area?
Wow.
Approximately to the galaxy.
My God. Just surface area of the molecule.
Of the molecules.
Wow.
Ordered molecules. That is 2 to 3 ordered atomic layers.
Amazing.
And you have the proton motion because of the negatively charged. So what is happening due to metabolism doesn't matter. I mean, it has its own energy transmission pathways.
Wow. Wow.
And you don't need electrolyte, you don't need electric field, you can produce field. You can produce just like a battery.
Wow.
So all these things are there
Yeah.
in the water. So 99.9999% you leave and 0.00001% you concentrate. Why?
Yeah.
Why? What is the purpose are you serving?
Yes.
Am I not saying, I am not saying anything that is radical, that is outside of this world, outside the knowledge.
Yes.
I am saying what is known in the mainstream. Are you
Yes.
teaching them, the kids, that?
Yeah.
No, you are not.
Yeah.
So Bhaktivedanta University can come into this
Yes.
and teach the kid this established science which are ignored.
Yeah.
Because a particular culture of teaching is going on for
Yeah.
200 years, 300 years,
Yes.
we are following that like a slave.
Yes.
We are slave to whom?
Ah.
To ignorance.
Yeah.
And ignorance is not a sin.
Yes. Yeah.
I mean, it's not innocence, it's a sin,
Ah.
to be precise.
Yeah. Absolutely, sir. Thank you. It is really, it's amazing to see that, your esteemed scientists like yourselves in such developed countries like Japan are leading this kind of effort in such, latest and greatest fields like AI, bringing Indian knowledge systems to the mainstream. And with your partnership at the Bhaktivedanta University, we are sure that there will have a plethora of many more of such, people who will follow in your footsteps, do deep research into this, come up with a lot of wonderful things which will be benefiting the society at a practical level, whether it is in medicine, as you're saying, or with the different types of fields, etc. So to really bring this oldest, most expansive, most profound body of knowledge into the mainstream society for the benefit of the whole world.
Yes.
And that is the goal of India to shine back again to help the whole world. Thank you so much again, and we are really looking forward to your wonderful partnership in this mission.
Thank you. I'm
Thank you so
also
much.
looking forward to that.
Thank you. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.